Okay, everybody, here is the homework answer portion of the video. Number one. Well, before we start number one, I'd like to introduce my esteemed colleague, Griffin. He's going to join us while we go over the homework today. All right, number one, the path of a basketball shot by Kobe Bryant. Yes, this was written before the tragedy. From across the court is given by the equation -3t squared plus 6t plus 9 equals h of t. T represents time in seconds again, and h of t represents the height of the ball in the air in feet. I decided to go with the, I don't know what this is, the Cosmos pen. I like this. This was Griffin's idea, and I like the pen. So we're going to go through our four-step process. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to y equals -3x squared plus 6x plus 9, and I am going to write that here, y equals -3x squared plus 6x plus 9, and I'm going to set this equal to 0 instead of just y, and I'm going to divide everything by -3. I didn't give myself much room to write here. So then I'm left with, when I cancel that out, x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. I do believe this is the exact same problem in terms of its solutions as number one from the lesson. It's going to be x minus 3 and x plus 1. And so I draw my stick and I get two solutions. They are, I'll write them here, x equals 3 and x equals -1. All right, so if I were to continue that to -1, that's right there, and then 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so now it's time for the axis of symmetry. One to the left, one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, and my axis of symmetry is right there at x equals 1. So my vertex in my limited space is going to be 1 comma something. Here's where the problems change between this homework problem and number one from your lesson. The original equation is different, so it's -3 times 1 squared plus 6 times 1 plus 9. So that's -3 plus 6 plus 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 minus 3 is 12. So we have 1 comma 12. So I'll put that right up here. There's 12. There's my vertex, 1 comma 12. Last but not least, where is the y-intercept? It's right here, everybody, right at 9. So then I could go 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 9. There's 6 and there's 3 if I want to make it consistent. So then I have it at 9 right there. That's 1 unit away. 1 unit to the right is right here. And so I am just going to graph this portion of the parabola like we've been doing for the past few weeks. You could, with a dotted line, draw that portion of the parabola, but again, that's irrelevant because you have the basketball player here, Kobe, taking a shot. There's the ball going up. And I do believe that was the same example. And I know, with the timing of this, you should have chosen a different player. Now, here we go. How high was the ball when it left his hands? That's in feet, so it was 9 feet off the ground. After how many seconds did the ball land? 3 seconds. That did not change in terms of number one from the lesson. When did the ball reach its maximum height? This didn't change either, after 1 second. That's right here at x equals 1. What was the maximum height of the ball? This is a little different. It's at 12 feet off the ground. We're done with number one from the homework. Again, pause if you need to look. I'm going to change pens for number 2. I'm going to go with the black pen for this one. A toy rocket is launched into the air, and its height in feet after t seconds is given by the function -16t squared plus 128t. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking -16x squared plus 128x and set that equal to 0. Divide everything by the lead coefficient, -16. So how many times Does 16 go into 128, you might ask? Well, let's find out. You can take a moment and do some division if you need to. Pause the video. Find 128 divided by 16, and you'll find that 16 goes into 128 8 times. All right, and it's 8x. So I can factor out the x, and I'm left with x minus 8. That's my GCF. If I draw my stick, I get two solutions. One of them is the x equals 0 right here. The other is the x equals the 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have x-intercepted 0, x-intercepted 8. Next, find the axis of symmetry. Halfway between 0 and 8 is 4. So right at x equals 4 is my axis of symmetry. My vertex is going to be 4 comma blank. Once again, I need to plug into the original function, so I'll do negative 16 times 4 squared plus 128 times 4. All right, that's going to be a big answer. So that's negative 16 times 16. And what is negative 16 times 16, or 16 squared? That's a big answer. That's 256. Negative 256 plus 128 times 4, which is, what is 128 times 4? I'll give you a second if you need to work it through, but that's 512. Oops, what just happened there? It zoomed, woo! Sorry, buddy. Just took you on a trip right there. So negative 256 plus 512 is positive 256. Let's zoom in a little more. There we go. So that means it's 4 comma 256. Where do I place that? I'll just place it right here. 256. And so my vertex is at 4 comma 256. I draw my parabola. Sketch the parabola. Done. After how many seconds did the rocket land? That's 4 seconds. That's 8 seconds. So it landed after 8 seconds. When did it reach its maximum height? Halfway, after 4 seconds. What was the maximum height of the rocket? Its height in feet. So it was 256 feet. All right, I did the first 2 homework problems. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions on 3 or 4, you could always message me. Everybody, good luck.